And your taste, sir?
Yeah, taste is okay.
Okay.
Taste is okay. There's ginger in it. There's tulsi in it. Taste is okay, but smell is not there. So this is the best time, I think, for me to taste raw meat or something. Huh? So one must always look at the positive things, right?
Yeah.
Or I can go and inspect some rubbish dump somewhere. So what have you people been doing this 1 week? Einige von euch also waren sehr beschäftigt, das weiß ich. Also ich habe die Arbeiten bekommen und ich beschäftige mich gleich entweder heute oder morgen damit. Dann kann ich dann übers Wochenende alles zurückschicken.
Bitte die letzten Mail, bitte.
Ja, beibehalten. Ja, das habe ich.
Nennen Sie die letzte Mail, ja.
Ja, die neueste meinst du, ne?
Ja.
Ja, the latest, die neueste E-Mail. Ja. Ich mache das. Only since last night I was able to set up. I checked my mail last night, and that's when I saw all these messages.
That's right.
I wanted to see whether
I corrected 1 or 2 times, but whenever I'm reviewing it, I'm finding it new mistakes. So I do not know when I'm going to stop the mistakes.
No, they will stop. Don't worry. And the others also, one more. Whatever is pending, I'll send it back to you over this weekend. Now I'm able to sit in front of the computer, so I'll be able to do that.
Okay. Just one more small information. I sent around some 8 exercises. So only the first will contain both Schreiben, both the Thailand, that is by the Thailand. But from second onwards, I written only the letter.
Okay.
Because in Telk, we have only letters. And even from Sadevkaran, I received books, but unfortunately, that is not helping me because that is again all are related to Goethe
Institute.
Yeah.
Telk
I requested him to check again. So
yeah, Telk is not followed here in India, locally.
India. Okay.
Basically, Goethe Institute. So that's the reason that the Telk online has to be got hold of from somewhere.
Okay. But let us see. Anyhow, I bought the book of this Airfolk Telk. So, but the thing is, it has only 3 exercises, not 15 exercises like this book.
Do you have the book with you right now, physically? Can you show it to me on screen, in front of the camera? This is mit Erfolg zum Deutsch.
Yeah, but Telk Deutsch base Y. I can send the photo. You can see.
No, I can see that a little back. Can you hold it a little back, little away from the camera? Yeah, I think I have a copy of this somewhere.
No, the same thing. Mr. Devkaran sent me yesterday.
But that is for
same. Instead of Telk, it is written Goethe.
Oh, then I must have the Goethe thing. I didn't pay attention to that.
Yes, same book, same. Everything is same. Only thing is the word is different from Telk. Then if you see the inside, the version inside, this is 22 in the first page. They are given the third page, the version number. So the version number is here. It is 20. There it is 24. So that is the only one difference between these 2 books.
Why don't you compare the Aufgabenstellung, Vasu?
Both different. Both are different. Zum Beispiel in Schreiben, here we are having only letter writing for 30 marks for 45 minutes. Whereas in Telk, we have 2 Thailand, that is 2 parts, and for 75 marks.
What about the Aufgabe itself? Thema? Does Thema, wie heißt das Thema then?
Here, this is different. The 3 exercises what I have here is different.
have we or are we doing part of those topics here in our book right now, Aspect? Are we dealing with some of those topics?
No, I just done the first test, then I kept it quiet. I kept reserved. So I want to do it at last.
What is the topic? Can you just share the topic with us, the first one?
Yeah. Okay, a moment. So already I shared laissez-faire station with a few of our friends here.
Uh-huh.
No, not laissez-faire station. Sprachbausteine. On Mündliche Prüfung, I shared with some 2-3 people in our group. For example, with Rose, with Beulah.
Yeah, and what is the topic? I'm interested in the topic.
Yeah. I'm taking that.
Because we can cover that aspect also when we are doing the remaining topics in the book.
Okay. I know laissez-faire. And then Mündliche Sprachbausteine. Okay, in schriftliche, okay, schriftliche. In schriftliche, I have only letter writing. In letter writing, I have 2 choices.
Yeah.
One is normal letter writing. Second one is complaint.
Beschwerde brief. Yeah.
Beschreibung. Yeah. So the first one is a training camp was organized, which is not proper. It's a complaint.
A training camp for what?
Training camp for that is organized by Porsche to have some demo for some new cars, new trainings, all those things. So that did not happen. So I am supposed to write a complaint. Practical training was not there. Learner was a new one, what was not experienced. Class was not punctual. More people came than assured.
So those points are mentioned there.
Yeah, these are all the points I need to cover in the Beschwerde.
Right. Okay. Good. Then.
So okay. So this is one thing, and in Mündliche Prüfung, the topic is still. Okay, then I'll do one thing. Today, can I summarize it and send it to you so that we cover the topic? Because I don't want to consume others' time.
Yeah, I was correct. I was just about to say the same. Why don't you list these out? Schreiben, hören, lesen, und sprechen. What are the topics being covered? Are they on the technical side, more on the technical side, or are they also general?
It's general. Like a Sauberkeit in Frankfurt, that is one of the discussion topic.
Okay, that's not an issue because we have already done Sauberkeit in Hessen. Remember the last lesson of the previous book?
Yeah.
Sauberes Hessen.
Yeah, that's there. Yeah, that's
so
right.
We have covered that. Yeah, I'm more worried about that. See, if anybody else wants to take up that TELC exam, are we covering the topics which are being used? And that is my worry.
Okay.
So if you just give me a broad idea, I think I have some other books that I can share the topics from with you for you to prepare.
Super. That makes sense. Yeah.
So I'll do that now. Then over the weekend, I'll start working on it and then send you a list of topics that people can think of. Okay, so let's get started. So far, so good. Wo waren wir? Also, wo haben wir denn hier? Also, diese Übung, haben wir gemacht. Das ist textbasiert. Yes, this is what I would like you to do. So, we can start with something to do with idiomatische Wendungen, motiviert und engagiert. Ja, dieser Text, Texte wie, ist mein Bildschirm euch allen sichtbar?
Yeah.
Ja,
Okay,
You
gut.
can say this.
Also ein Text, ja, guten Morgen, ich habe dich gar nicht gewünscht.
kein Problem, Sir. Guten Morgen alle.
Morgen. Ja? So, hier der Text, wenn Arbeit beglückt. Eigentlich sollte solche Texte im Unterricht behandelt werden, weil es um Deutschland geht, das ist die fremde Kultur, Arbeit ist Teil der deutschen Kultur, auch Teil der indischen Kultur jetzt, Multinationals und so weiter und so weiter. Und das ist ein großes Thema auch. So, man muss einige Wörter schon aus diesem Text, aus diesem Bereich wissen. Wörter wie Zeitdruck, Leistungsdruck, Stress. Diese Wörter spielen in unserem Leben heute eine große Rolle. Zeitdruck und Leistungsdruck, diese zwei Wörter sind uns schon bekannt. I'm sure otherwise also, not just necessarily by the Arbeit. Stimmt? Wir alle stehen unter Zeitdruck.
Ja, es ist.
Every one of us.
Besonders in Deutschland, weil
Ja.
sie ganz pünktlich sind.
Ja, aber auch in Indien mittlerweile. Even in India now, of late. Zeitdruck ist immer noch da.
Gut.
Und dann, wer in einer Monotonie arbeitet, der braucht auch Abwechslung. So look at the word Abwechslung that we badly need in today's times. Arbeit von zu Hause klingt gut, ist gut. Oder nicht gut, das ist ein anderes Thema. Aber Abwechslung braucht jeder. Von zu Hause arbeiten ist monoton. 24 Stunden in demselben Zimmer. 12 Stunden ist das Zimmer Arbeitszimmer und 12 Stunden ist das ein Zimmer zu Hause. So that makes it slightly monotonous. The same room that you are working from or working in or working out of, zu Hause. For 12 hours, it's your home. For 12 hours, it's an office room. Also man braucht Abwechslung. So das Wort Abwechslung ist auch bekannt. Und das ist eine Routine. Routine mag Stress. Manchmal nicht. Also es kommt darauf an, wie man das annimmt. Und von zu Hause arbeiten bedeutet wieder Überstunden ohne Bezahlung. You're doing overtime from home. And it's not being paid. That's the other issue. Then
What are the sentence structures? Überstunden machen oder Überstunden arbeiten?
Machen.
Machen, okay.
Machen.
So the 8th letter was again related to Arbeit.
Yeah.
Boss is giving additional responsibility, whereas I could not able to take. So I use this word Überstunden, but I do not know whether to use machen or arbeiten.
Machen. Straight away machen.
Okay.
There, I don't know whether you are allowed to, but you can question the Vertrag. In dem Vertrag steht so und so Stunden, so viele Stunden.
Yeah, normally it is mentioned.
Yeah, that's true. So, when working from house also needs Herausforderung.
Feel.
So, most of the words we can use in our daily context, not necessarily Arbeit. And when you are working from home, you suddenly feel, ich habe keine Freizeit mehr. So with all these words being used every day in some context or the other, we are already familiar with this terminology. And given the present situation, work from home, this becomes a topic. And it doesn't look like changing in the near future. Not immediately, definitely.
Without doing this exercise, I used Verantwortung, Herausforderungen, Überstunden. Aber anstatt Routine habe ich benutzt regelmäßig und wiederholend.
So these become words that have to be part of our vocabulary today now. So out of this, can we identify the articles here to start with?
Yeah.
Zeitdruck, article better.
There.
There, weiter. Avoid the ung nouns. Avoid the ung nouns, they're all feminine.
Yeah.
So routine.
Routine, it's plural. Die Routine.
Die Routine, singular, the Routinen, but normally used in singular. Arbeitsroutine. Okay, stress.
The stress.
Time.
Der.
Their stress.
Their
Their
stress.
stress.
Okay, I use the English logic, so normally the foreign words are this. So
Yeah, so their stress, yeah. Leistungsdruck.
there.
Der.
Der.
Dann Aufstiegschance. Tell me in singular.
Chance is the
The.
chance.
Die Chance. Die Chance. So this is one thing we must be sure of, the articles, because we need to put them in the right casus and in the usage also. Und motivierend und demotivierend sind Antonyme. They broadly,
Ermutung, Entmutung.
yeah. So what they've given here basically is trying to differentiate the fine shades of meaning here. Die Bedeutungsschattierungen werden hier unterschieden. They are being differentiated here. Small shades of meaning. For example, Zeitdruck, Leistungsdruck, Stress. Motivierend oder demotivierend?
Beide, aber besonders demotivieren.
Demotivierend, by and large, right? Herausforderungen, Aufstiegschancen, Freizeit.
Motivieren.
Motivieren. So once we have this basic idea, this could be more positive, this is more negative, also eher positiv oder eher negativ, kann man dann diese Wörter ohne Hemmungen, ohne irgendwelche Zweifel in einem Satz einbauen. You can build it into the sentence. So hier der Text lautet, wenn Arbeit beglückt. Was bedeutet das Verb beglücken? What would you say? See the word and tell me the meaning, just the meaning of the word, Glück.
Happy.
Glück is
happy.
luck.
Yeah.
Meine Arbeit beglückt mich.
Make me happy.
Spannend.
Makes me happy. My work makes me
Spannend.
happy. Yeah, also satisfied, happy. It doesn't make me bored. It doesn't make me feel miserable. So going by this title here, you go to the Untertitel, the subheading, Spaß statt Stress im Job. Es ist gar nicht so schwer, seine Mitarbeiter zu motivieren. Man muss nur wissen, wie. Clear? Der Untertitel, ist es klar? Es ist gar nicht so schwer, seine Mitarbeiter zu motivieren. Man muss nur wissen, wie. Are you okay with everyone with that subheading?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Without reading the text, can you tell me what the text has?
Ein bisschen Methode so motivieren, unserem Mitarbeiter oder uns.
I'm doing this slightly differently. Huh? You must have noticed it. I'm not letting you read. Without reading the text, now we come to the laser U-book. This is a TELC laser U-book, by the way, also Goethe Institute.
Okay.
Can you tell me the answers here? Just by the heading now. You're working totally blind. Die Umfragen zur Zufriedenheit der Arbeitnehmer, Nummer 1, zeigen, dass engagierte Mitarbeiter nur ein Traum von Vorgesetzten sind. Die Umfragen kommen zu ganz unterschiedlichen Ergebnissen. Die Umfragen belegen, dass die Hälfte der Beschäftigten Spaß an ihrer Arbeit hat. Belegen ist to prove. To prove, belegen. Belegen, belegte, belegt. Das ist ein schwaches Verb. Wenn man ein Argument gibt, muss man das Argument mit Beispielen belegen. If you give an argument, you must prove that argument with the help of examples. Belegen.
Können Sie bitte wiederholen das? Belegen mit Beispiel. What did you say?
Mit Beispielen belegen. Der Beleg
Okay,
is the
Beispiel.
noun. Yeah. Der Beleg, the proof as a noun.
So, mit.
Belegen als Verb to prove something. Kannst du das mit einem Beispiel belegen? Zum Beispiel, was du sagst, ja, Nummer A ist richtig. Also ich meine, ja bitte, kannst du das mit einem Beispiel belegen? Can you prove that with an example? Or to some example, some evidence to back up your statement. That is belegen, the meaning. I don't know whether we've done this verb before. I don't think so. I don't think we've done this verb before. So what is the answer you feel without having read the text? I only allowed you to read the title. Wenn Arbeit beglückt, Spaß statt Stress im Job. Es ist gar nicht so schwer, also so lautet der Untertitel. It's not at all difficult, seine Mitarbeit zu motivieren. Man muss nur wissen, wie. It's not at all difficult to motivate your fellow workers, your colleagues. You only have to know how. So there was a survey. The survey about the satisfaction of the employees. It showed that motivated workers are only a dream of the chairperson or of the selection committee or inspector or manager or whoever. The survey came to different results, showed different results. The survey proved that half of the people employed, beschäftigte, we have taken the verb, put it into Partizip 2 and use this Partizip 2 as a noun. Beschäftigen, beschäftigte, beschäftigt, Partizip 2. Then we capitalized this Partizip 2 and made a noun. Wo sind die Beschäftigten? Where are the people employed, the busy ones? So instead of naming people, where are the busy ones? Where are the people, working ones? So you can use the participle 2 not only as a noun, but also as an adjective. Die beschäftigten Arbeiter wollen mehr Geld haben. I'm using this as an adjective. I don't want to use Arbeiter, so what do? I make a noun out of it. Die Beschäftigten wollen mehr Geld haben. It means the same. Instead of saying die Beschäftigten Arbeiter, I just simply say die Beschäftigten. They have not dealt with this in this chapter as a separate unit. They very quietly introduced this as a noun. So which of these do you think is correct? You are working blind based only on the title.
Entweder B oder C.
Nein,
Ich
nur
kann
eins.
sagen, ja,
Only one.
es ist richtig, aber ja, ohne Lesen kann ich das nicht sagen.
But choose
Weil,
one. Okay, we'll wait till the 5th question, then we'll come back to this.
okay. If it is positive, then it should be C.
Let's look at number 2. Wie sehr sich jemand für seine Arbeit begeistert? How one is enthused, how one is motivated, engaged, committed towards his work. Ist aus den Umfragen nicht hervorgegangen. Nicht. The survey does not tell us. Nummer 2. Hängt hauptsächlich von seiner Persönlichkeit ab. Depends on that person's personality. Nummer 3. Wird durch die Arbeitsbedingungen bestimmt. How much one is enthused or committed or motivated by his own work depends on his personality. The survey does not give an answer, or is determined
By the working conditions.
ascertained by the work conditions.
It's C maybe.
Say maybe Zagmonica. Okay, what do the others say?
Commitment.
Yeah, mehr auch, because it says the positive side. So,
Jeet, what about the others?
B, sir.
I'm going to say Juba, Khushi.
B, sir. B.
Sir, B.
Sir, say.
Say. Okay. Nummer 3. Die Anforderungen, die die Tätigkeit an den Beschäftigten stellt. The demands, Anforderung here, demands, the claims of the demands, which the activity that they are indulging, that they were doing or being done, with the claims of the demands which are being made on the employees. The pressures sollten eher niedrig sein, die Arbeitnehmer nicht so überfordern, should be rather low in order not to overexert them, sollten zu bewältigen sein und gleichzeitig eine Herausforderung darstellen, should be easily manageable and simultaneously should also be challenging. Nummer 3, sollten Stress verursachen. This demand should cause stress. Verursachen, to cause stress and thereby increase the performance of the employees.
B.
Yeah. I know all of you must be thinking, what a stupid exercise. Without reading the text, how can we answer this? But there's a purpose behind this. Well, Chant, what?
Sir, B.
B. Possible answer. Okay. Nummer 4. Die Bezahlung ist der entscheidende Faktor bei der Motivation der Mitarbeiter.
Normally
Die
nicht.
Bezahlung, ja, sollte der Leistung der Mitarbeiter entsprechen? Oder die Bezahlung sollte mit den Beschäftigten individuell vereinbart werden. The remuneration or the payment is the decisive factor of with the motivation of the workers, the employees. Should correspond to the performance of the workers, or should be arranged individually with the workers. Agreed upon. Vereinbaren, to agree.
Wieder mal B.
B.
Für die Motivation der Mitarbeiter ist auch die fachliche Unterstützung durch den Chef wichtig. Sollte der Chef vor allem auf Druck setzen, spielt der Vorgesetzte eine untergeordnete Rolle. So for the motivation of the workers or the colleagues or the employees, the special or expert support of the boss is very important. Should be put under pressure by the boss or the chairperson or the inspector or manager. He plays a slightly subordinate role.
A.
Okay. So here more than German, Vasu is speaking out of experience. He may be correct, he may not be correct, we don't know, because the text may have a different opinion. Unfortunately, we have to stick to the text. What about the others who do not have this working knowledge right now, or haven't worked in such an environment, either in India or abroad? How would you respond to these questions? What is your answer to the last one? For the motivation of the worker, of the employee, Mitarbeiter. A, B, oder C?
Sir, A.
Well done. So you have something, and then B, B did you say, Vasu? 5th B?
No.
No.
Which one? First one or fifth one?
Fifth.
Fifth is yeah.
If you say
It's
A, then do you want to make a change here? Under 1. Now, let me tell you why I asked you this. Erstens, vor dem Lesen ist es den Kandidaten erlaubt, dass sie die etwa 90 Sekunden Zeit bekommen, die Aufgaben zu lesen. That you read the questions. You are given some 90 seconds of time. While reading the questions, there is also a multiple choice question there. So obviously, when you read the question, you also read the multiple choice answers attached to the question. So you have to formulate one anyway. If you have an idea what the text is about, then it becomes sort of easier, nicht immer, aber normalerweise soll es einfacher sein, dass wir die richtige Antwort finden können. Erstens. Und zweitens, in this case, I deliberately did this, not because of the Prüfungsmethode, but I deliberately did this because this is a very dry text. It's not one of those texts which everyone would like to discuss or read and enjoy. It's a very, very dry, dull text. Personally speaking, I don't know whether the others would agree to this. It's not a fascinating, interesting text. So from that point of view, if you know what is coming in the text or what is expected in the text, you are at least focused for that brief 15 minutes on seeing what is correct. Has everyone got the questions? Yeah? Alle?
Yes, sir.
And all of you have a rough idea of the answers? What you have given?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Remember, the text will be abstract. They will not be about, did Shah Rukh Khan really love Kajol? And why did she leave him? You won't have questions of that nature at all. It will be really offbeat themes and topics with compound words, biggish words, with quotations, long sentences. And one has to be alert to this lazy Übungen. Okay, now let's start reading this. Wer möchte den ersten 10 Zeilen lesen? The first two.
Darf ich?
Ja, Jeet.
Danke. Es ist der Traum jedes Vorgesetzten, ein gutes Traum zu haben, Team zu haben,
Ja,
engagierte Mitarbeiter, die ihre Aufgaben voller Begeisterung erledigen und gut zusammenarbeiten. Die Realität sieht häufig anders aus. Stress, Zeitdruck, Überstunden, wie zufrieden oder unzufrieden die Deutschen wirklich sind, schwankt je nach Umfrage laut dem Meinungsforschungsinstitut
ja,
Gel upmachen 68% aller Beschäftigten nur Dienst nach Vorschrift
ja.
einer anderen Umfrage zufolge haben allerdings mehr als 2/3 Spaß an der Arbeit.
Ja, danke, Jeet. Danke. Any difficult words to start with?
Zum Glück nie.
Okay, keine. Und die anderen? Sind alle Wörter, alle Vokabeln hier klar? All of you?
Schwank.
Swinging here and there, moving.
Schwanken, das Verb schwanken, fluctuate.
Fluctuate.
Also,
Okay.
it's like, moving sometimes up, down, left, right, up, below, that's a schwanken. Or schwanken can also be Are you telling a lie? No. Oh, yes, no. That is also shrunken. You're fluctuating between 2 or 3 options. That is shrunken. And what does it mean? Je nach Umfrage, the small word, je nach.
Per.
Je nach Umfrage.
As per the survey.
Here, je bedeutet depending on. Yeah, it's respectively or depending upon. Je nach Umfrage. Whether the Germans are satisfied or dissatisfied fluctuates depending on the survey. Depends on what kind of survey it is. What does the survey contain? What kind of questions does it have? Depending on the survey content itself, you can get different results. Und dann kommt diese Präposition hier, laut dem Meinungsforschungsinstitut Gallup. Was bedeutet laut hier?
Past, in progress.
Nee. Laut dem Meinungs...
Program lautet 3 Tagen. So it happened for 3 days.
No, that lauten is different and it's not the same here.
Okay.
Here I'm using this as a preposition. Laut dem, so dative. Can I have a synonym here for laut instead of laut? Which preposition can I use?
As per.
Yeah, so can you give me a preposition here?
Nach.
Nach, well done. Well done, Jeet. Also nach dem Meinungsforschungsinstitut. They have avoided using nach here because they've used it 2 words back here, nach. Repeating the same thing 2 words later is very bad style. So a new alternative has been given here, a new for us, to avoid repeating the same word. So according to, so nach dem. Hier kann man auch sagen, gemäß dem. Gemäß dem as an alternative. As per, according to. Oder entsprechend dem ist auch möglich als Synonym. Corresponding to.
Jwelliger?
It will not fit here. You have to say according to this Gallup Institute. Gallup, I'm sure you've heard of. People?
Yeah.
The Gallup polls. It's a very big organization specializing in conducting surveys on different topics, different subjects, different themes.
In India, we know ORG group or Nielsen group.
Correct. Absolutely. So they are known for these surveys which they conduct. There is a basis for conducting these surveys. We don't have to go into that. And they follow these normal basic rules and regulations and how to form a survey. A survey is not done just out of random. So Vasu, you go to this place, and Premvada, you go there. Kushi, you do this place. It's not random. So things are chosen, the targets. Yeah, it's kind of a science, but not exact. Because after that comes the analysis. And that you can have problems. Data could be conflicting. Anyway, so Gallup is a very well-known institute. So Meinungsforschungsinstitut, an opinion poll. So 68% aller Beschäftigten, sie machen Dienst nach Vorschrift. So was ist Dienst machen und nach Vorschrift machen?
service to progress, work to develop the company.
But Vorschrift.
Okay, this Fortschritt. Okay,
Ah.
FORT. I said Fortschritt is progress.
Nein, nicht Fortschritt, ja, Vorschrift. Four.
4 is before.
Ja. Was ist Schrift?
Advance, yeah.
Schrift. Schrift.
Shrift is handwriting, sir.
Writing. So
writing.
something written before.
Written.
So what does it mean? Something written before. Vorschriften.
It's a contract or like
Rule.
Something,
okay.
Rule, regulation, provision.
Provision, yeah. Provision.
Yeah, or a prescription, something that has been written beforehand. So the rules and regulations, rules and regulations of a company. So 68% of the employees, they worked as per regulations, according to regulations, according to the rules. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Not 8:59, not 5:01. 9 to 5. Okay? Einer anderen Umfrage zufolge. See how they've used another preposition here. This is not very commonly used. Following another survey, dative again. The following of others as a consequence to another survey. Zufolge. This is also a synonym with laut and nach. There's not used here, there's not used here, there's not used here, and not used here. Now you see why I'm doing this text. 4 times nach has come in the same paragraph within 4 lines. So when you write a text, or you're doing a writing exercise, try to ensure you're not repeating words, repeating phrases. That is where our knowledge of German is being tested. Can I express the same thing differently? If you look at this, it fluctuates according to the survey. According to this opinion poll institute, 68% of this are working according to regulations. According to another survey, according to, what is wrong with your English? So it creates such a bad impression. Apart from according to, this person does not have any command over the language. This one paragraph, it's easy to read this and go on, and I can do that also. But I would like you to concentrate on certain small, fine points here in the paragraph. Then we can easily go ahead. I don't have to keep pointing it out all the time. I'm sure you people will realize that. 2/3 mehr als 2 Drittel, sie haben Spaß an der Arbeit. I think I found the first question.
Say.
You have to decide now on only one.
No, we said say.
Yeah. So the Umfragen belegen, dass die Hälfte der Beschäftigten Spaß an ihrer Arbeit haben. whether you're choosing this one, the first survey, 68%, they're working out as per regulations and they're happy. Or you're using the second survey, then 2/3, which is still more than half. So the option is say. The Umfragen, 2 surveys, both proved that die Hälfte, it's very cleverly formed sentence here. Die Hälfte der Beschäftigten Spaß an ihrer Arbeit haben. Don't confuse this with this one. They come to different results. Actually, there will be results will be different. Surveys are different, so results will be different. But there's still something more given to you here. Watch out for these small differences. Those of you who have done that laser laser tile in that exam booklet I sent you, you would see this. The direct answer is never given. We have to search for it.
But sir, the answer is saying the only half of the people, but here the result shows 2/3 of the people. So
Is it less than half or more than half?
Yeah, more than half.
Half the population is happy. And the survey says 68%. So what is your answer? All the 3 options are wrong?
No. Okay, sir.
So from that point of view, you have to now see, okay, there are 2 surveys, one is 68, the other is 2/3. So half is definitely covered, they're happy. That is the problem with these laser Übungen. You have to read and understand that content here. Right, so let's try the next part and let's go on. Oh, it's a pretty long one, huh? Okay, starting from here till here. Wer nimmt das auf jetzt?
Ich mache jetzt.
Okay.
Die Initiative in qua ein Bündnisausarbeitgeber.
Ja.
Gewerkschaften sowie Bund und Ländern hat 4.700 Deutsche gefragt. Wie oft ist es in den letzten 4 Arbeitswochen vorgekommen, dass sie von ihrer Arbeit begeistert waren? Mit erschreckendem Ergebnis 46% ist Begeisterung für den Job absolut Freund. Entscheidend für den Spaß im Job sind die Arbeitsbedingungen, sagte die Soziologin Tatjana Fuchs, die Antworten der Beschäftigten ausgewertet hat. Die Begeisterung für die Arbeit ist kein Persönlichkeitsfaktor. Es gibt strukturelle Faktoren, die dazu führen, dass Mitarbeiter unwahrscheinlich zufrieden sind.
Ja, danke. So, die Initiative INCA. There is a platform, an initiative, INCA. This is, I think, it's called die Initiative Initiative Neue Qualität der Arbeit. I think it's an internet platform for Initiative Neue Qualität der Arbeit, if I'm not wrong. This can be checked out on the net.
Okay.
It's an internet platform called INCA. I think there is a website also, www.inca.de or something. You check it out. It should be there. So it is basically nothing but a Bündnis a collaboration aus Arbeitgebern, Employers, Gewerkschaften, Trade Unions, sowie Bund und Ländern, including your federation and the states, all together have formed this initiative called Initiative. You can check and let me know in the meantime. If I'm not wrong, I remember reading about this somewhere. Germans are very good when it comes to this. Something very, very amazing. It's an agency, basically. Initiative Neue Qualität der Arbeit. They keep checking out on all kinds of this theoretical and hypothetical data. Sie haben 4.700 Deutsche gefragt. Ja, vielleicht ist die Zahl nicht so groß, aber das ist groß genug. Wie oft ist es in den letzten 4 Arbeitswochen vorgekommen, dass Sie von Ihrer Arbeit begeistert waren? This was a question that was put to 4,700 Germans. How many times has it happened or occurred to you in the past 4 weeks that you were totally enthused by your work, by the work you're doing? Mit erschreckendem Ergebnis. With a shocking result. 46% said, Begeisterung für den Job ist uns absolut fremd. 46% said it is totally alien to us. This enthusiasm, this commitment, this Motivation, this Engagement ist fremd, ist uns fremd, kommt uns fremd vor. So only 54%, just about a little more than 50%, they said it's nice. We love our jobs. 46 is a huge number. Und diese Ergebnisse wurden dann analysiert und ausgewertet. Auswerten to evaluate. Die Soziologin Tatjana Fuchs, sie hat dann diese Ergebnisse entscheidend für den Job, also für den Spaß im Job, Arbeitsbedingungen. Frage Nummer 2.
Say.
So what does it say?
It's straight, yeah. Direct.
Direct. And you had guessed, I think, C, most of you, or?
Yeah.
I think so. C, all of you said C, or those of you who did answer said C. So your motivation or your Engagement hängt nicht von der Persönlichkeit ab. It's the work conditions that make you happy or unhappy with your job. And that was shown in the survey. Look for answers simultaneously. I've got my questions in my mind right now. Right? So now let's go on to the next part. Any others that you need to know here? Any other words that you everyone wants to know?
Ausgewertet. Normally we use bewerten, am I right? So bewertet is also evaluating.
Yeah, but here auswerten is when you analyze and then give the value.
Okay.
Right? It's a complete analysis, isn't it? Auswerten. So you look at something, go through it carefully, and then you award a value or some analysis or some interpretation to it. There is a difference between to assess and to evaluate, right?
Yeah.
A very fine difference is there. So when you look at a bank, you submit something, your credit worthiness is ausgewertet. Correct? A bank will evaluate your credit worthiness, isn't it? Depending on all the documents also submitted and
Various
all around you.
factors.
Yes. So that is Auswerten. There's a thorough analysis or data collected and thoroughly analyzed, and then you're given a score. 9 out of 10 is good. That is a difference here. Bewerten is simply on performance. Like I don't look at what you have provided to me. I just go literally at face value. So maybe for the exam you prepared very well. I evaluate you purely based on your exam. Maybe you're lucky enough to get the questions you're prepared. So that Bewertung sometimes in the exam is misleading. It should be an overall evaluation rather than Bewerten. Momentary Bewertung. So the skill there lies in conducting the exam, the oral exam, in such a way that the overall skill of the or knowledge of that person is tested and evaluated. It doesn't happen very often, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Knock it first.
What about Tatiana Fuchs? Is this a
That's a
name?
name of a
or
person who
Nama?
conducted a server.
Yeah, Tatiana
Okay.
Fuchs.
I think already we have done an exercise with her name, with the same name. That's why I remember.
Have we, as a sociologist? No, I don't think so.
Or I read
Right.
somewhere.
So, would like to continue? Want to try a little more? Now you're sure what you need to know? Yeah, people?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next one,
sir.
please.
Would you
Yeah.
like to go through? Would you like to go through this text to Hauser now that you have 2 days off, and then tell me the answers, that you found all the answers correctly? Because I can in the meantime go switch over als Abwechslung
Yeah.
to a little bit of vocabulary the other side. Ja, bitte mach das zu Hause, den Text zu Ende lesen und versuch mal auf die Fragen zu antworten. Make sure you understand the text. It's important. No matter how boring, remember it's only for that brief period of time when you have to score that you have to concentrate. Look at this sentence here, for example. Wer unter Zeitdruck steht, Nebensatz, ständig gestört wird, Nebensatz, widersprüchliche Informationen erhält oder sich an nicht funktionierenden Arbeitsabläufen aufreibt, Nebensatz zu Ende, Komma, bringt selten noch Begeisterung für seinen Job auf. Hauptsatz. And Vasu, as Vasu keeps reminding us all, B2. Das ist B2. Nebensatz followed by Nebensatz, each with different verbs. Steht, gestört wird, erhält, aufreibt. There are 4 verbs in this Nebensätze, set of Nebensätze. Connect to a Hauptsatz with aufbringen. So watch out for these. Let me also point out something else in this text. There are Wendungen here. Die Beschäftigten haben komplexe Aufgaben, an denen sie wachsen können. Wachsen an. Wachsen, we know. To grow. Wachsen an. What does it mean in this context? nehmen wir an, das ist eine Prüfungsaufgabe. We are lost. We don't remember that we have done this, or whether we have done this at all, or we have done it and I've forgotten the meaning. So what do I do now? Challenge yourselves. Try this zu Hause. Dann am Montag können wir das weiter diskutieren. I know we've been out of touch of this. So let's get back into the groove, into the mood wieder, and get that flow going. It's a dull text to start with, I agree, but we have to do this. Okay, so let's come to the other exercise here. Again, office vocabulary. Welche Sätze gehören zusammen? Satz Nummer 1. Wenn man sagt, zum Beispiel, bei uns in der Agentur ist es ganz normal, länger als bis 17 Uhr zu arbeiten. You know, in our agency, it's normal to work beyond 5 o'clock. The meaning of this sentence is, Überstunden werden als selbstverständlich angesehen und mit Gleittagen ausgewertet. Oder vergütet, also bezahlt. Vergüten, to recompense, to pay.
Was bedeutet mit Gleittagen?
I thought you would be probably knowing this word, Gleittag.
No, we know Gleitzeit. We have that Gleitzeit and we accumulate and we compensate either with rest or with money.
Right? So can you tell me what is Gleittag then?
Es ist zusätzliche Arbeittagen?
Yeah, kind of. Aber auch, nein, nicht ganz exakt. Can you tell me about the Gleitzeit?
Zeit. In my office, if I work more than 8 hours per day, automatically it will be calculated in my working hours. For example, 40 hours per week I need to work.
Yes.
So beyond 40 hours, for example, if I worked 48 hours in this week, next week I can take a day off.
It's flexible.
Yeah.
Flexible time, sir. Gleitzeit.
Yes. The same thing works in the sense, exactly the same concept. Yeah, for Gleittag, it's a flexi-tag.
Okay.
It's a flex day or a flexi-tag, which allows you to adjust those working hours that have been prescribed to you. Also, it's basically the same thing.
But no, flexi hours is different in my context because 9 to 5, I need to be in the office means I need to be in 9 to 5 in the office. But for plant workers, they cannot have this flexibility. Whereas I can start at 6 a.m. I can come out of the office at 2 o'clock. But the plant worker cannot do that.
No, he cannot do that. Agree. So what is this?
That is called flexi hours in my office, in my experience.
Right. So yeah, that's okay. But what I'm looking at here is, if you do overtime,
I can adjust.
Right? Werden als selbstverständlich angesehen. Also in this context here, in our agency, it's normal to work beyond 5 o'clock. Selbstverständlich. So this is a kind of an office where overtime is normal. No one asks, are you 5 o'clock? Keep working. So what happens is, once you work beyond that time, then you are recompensated with a flexi day, like you pointed out exactly here. You worked 8 hours overtime. Your rule is 40, but you've done 48. So next week, get a day off. So you're recompensed by a flex day.
Okay.
So the glide tag, your glide site, this is office terminology again, flex. But obviously this is not, it goes without saying, it's not something that you take for granted. It has to be put in the Fatra. Yeah?
The contract, yeah.
So it's a very interesting word, glide tag. I don't know whether the MNCs here follow that system. Ich habe keine Ahnung. I've helped people with contracts of foreign German companies, but not Indian companies here. I have no idea. Put me alight.
Yeah, it's different. Even the leave pattern is different. For example,
Yeah.
sick
But
leaves are not counted as leave in Germany, but in
But
India
they
it
are
is
here.
counted.
Yes. But I do know that if you are, for example, in the ONGC, where my brother was working, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, when he used to visit the Bombay High, that platform in the Arabian Sea, he would be flown there by helicopter, and then he would be working on the platform. He was a chemist, basically, by his academic qualifications. He had a PhD in chemistry. So he would be given a glide tag, because working on the platform counted for, I think, 1.5 times the work that one did per day on shore in Bombay.
I see.
So as a glide tag, his compensation would be he would come back and then get 1 day or 1.5 days off. He needn't go to the office in Bombay. Stay home, and then after that he would report for work. So once a month or once in 2 months, he would go to the offshore.
Yeah, so it is hängt ab mit die
Ja, von dem
Organisation.
Job, von der Organisation ab, genau. Okay. Now, what would you say for this? Das Schlimmste für mich ist Routine und die immer gleichen Aufgaben.
Monotone, can we see somewhere?
Aha,
Ja, ich
aha.
brauche einfach die Abwechslung. G.
Yeah, sure. What about the others?
Yeah.
Do you agree? To G, ich brauche einfach die Abwechslung. I need a change.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about number 3? Ich habe schon immer gern mit Kollegen zusammen an Projekten gearbeitet.
Ich meiner ersten Firma werde Team arbeitet groß geschrieben. Say.
Was bedeutet groß geschrieben?
It's largely written.
Give me a synonym, one word synonym.
It's common. It's normal. Oder es ist besonderes.
Groß geschrieben.
Groß geschrieben. Besonderes.
Suppose I say, in meiner jetzigen Firma ist Teamarbeit wichtig oder sehr wichtig.
Ja.
Will that not be groß geschrieben?
Ja.
Teamwork is written in capital letters in my organization. Teamwork is big news, is very important in my organization. So großgeschrieben here means something very important. Okay. Bei meiner neuen Stelle bin ich der Vorgesetzte von 10 Mitarbeitern.
Sir, F. So viel Verantwortung zu tragen, finde ich doch ziemlich stressig.
Ja, das klingt gut. Was sagen die anderen?
Ich denke, A passt hier. A. Manchmal ist es schwer.
You mean, manchmal ist es schwer? I'll give you a
Ich
hint.
guck mal
If you're saying
wieder.
manchmal ist es schwer, what about this one here?
Yeah, that's what I need to read the others. Yeah.
Genau. So, unser Chef erwartet unglaublich viel Einsatz und ständig neue Ideen. Was ist Einsatz hier? Der Einsatz. Der Satz, der
Introducing, yeah, ein is enter. So giving,
Yeah.
providing, entering.
Einsatz. A lot of application, basically. And don't confuse this application with the word app that is more common today. Service, application, your own dedication. Our boss expects an unbelievable lot of application, dedication, and continuous new ideas.
Ständig. Yeah.
Das ist A.
Sag
Manchmal
A.
ist es schwer.
That's,
Manchmal ist es schwer.
yeah, sometimes it's very difficult to work under such performance pressure of performance. I mean, continuously give new ideas, an unbelievable lot of dedication towards work. Right? Look carefully. These are double speak, as they say. This is official double speak. Have you heard of this before? This word double speak?
Two meanings.
Anyone here? Yeah? Anyone familiar with the meaning? Double speak? No, you never heard this phrase in English also? Double speak?
I don't remember.
No, sir.
We use double meaning, but not double speak.
No, double meaning, okay, but double speak it's in the official sense. Sometimes you don't give the sentence bluntly. So instead of saying overtime is normal, like this one here, but let's take this example. It's the easiest to understand. Overtime is very normal in our thing. I don't say overtime. I use this double speak. Oh, working beyond 5 is normal. And I try to make it sound casual. So that is it officialese, as I say, or double speak. is very typical in many office letters and office correspondence. No office will agree to underperforming or not being able to meet targets. They'll put it in a double speak, which means you have not done the thing that was expected of you. But it's put so beautifully that the other person understands only one meaning and not the other.
Yeah, your performance will be reviewed and it will be appreciated.
Imagine saying, I would not recommend him to my worst enemy or something on those lines. I'll send you some of those phrases in the form of some light-hearted jokes. Then you'll understand what it means.
That's what. So even in YouTube, they say, if you like my channel, please subscribe. If you don't like it, please send it to your enemies. Share it with your enemies.
So, yeah, what happened? Jeet. Yeah, okay. Let's read that out. So, okay. Oh, schon Zeit, huh? I wanted to finish this. Na gut. Dann, wir treffen uns am Montag wieder. Hoffentlich geht alles normal ab heute oder Montag auch. Wir können dann glatt weitergehen. Und wenn es immer noch Probleme gibt, stehe ich euch zur Verfügung. Und zweitens, noch einmal die Bitte, ich wiederhole mich, die Prüfungsaufgaben noch einmal checken, bitte. Please go to those books, die Prüfungsaufgaben, so that you familiarize yourself with the topics which may or are likely to show up in the exam. The B2-Prüfung is a very, very comprehensive examination. It covers a range of topics. As we just saw here, it said GI and TELC. These kind of topics are ganz normal in Deutschland. People don't discuss films all the time like we do in India, or songs all the time. And of course, our favorite pastime is also politics, like it is in many countries. But at the same time, there are other topics which dominate the conversation. Arbeit, Arbeitsstelle, Arbeitsbedingungen, Vergütung.
Umwelt,
So some of them
Klimawandel.
Geld, genau. So man muss dann darauf aufpassen, dass wir über alles etwas schon wissen. Wenn nicht alles, aber etwas schon wissen. So don't think any topic is dull, uninteresting, langweilig, monotone. At least go to the set of topics. Then you'll know what exactly is being asked. You have a range 15, I think 15 into, there are 4 lessons. So how many does it make it? 60 topics, roughly? Reading? Each lesson part had 5 texts, right?
Yeah. Lesson is 5.
So that's 75 texts. 75 different topics. On an average. There could be some common thread in some of them. You can cut them down by saying that this belongs to entertainment, this belongs to this belongs to that. You can cut it down to maybe 50, but that still is a lot. So from various aspects of life. So please go through that once again. You don't necessarily have to solve them to prove to yourself that you're right, or you can do them. But as long as you're confident, then it's okay with me.
Sir, I have one basic question regarding letter writing.
Yeah.
So far we discussed a formal that is a brief on email. So a brief, when they're asking us to write a brief, we need to have from to date that format. When it is an email, start with the subject, no date, nothing, go ahead.